Hi, ladies. Welcome in. It is so wonderful to be with you today. We are going to be talking about anger, something that's not so cute, but once you learn to manage and to release it and to play with it in a healthy way, your life will get a lot cuter. So let's get right into the video. Welcome in, ladies. I'm so happy to have you live. I'm going to start by sharing a few points about navigating anger. Then we are going to get into how to specifically manage it in romantic relationships, in friendships, and then in your work life, in your career life. And then I'll be teaching you how to play with anger and how to use it to actually bring your business to life, how to bring your feminine energy to life, because anger can be good when you know how to use it in a healthy way. So let's get right into it, ladies, and then I'll do the Q&A from the live stream. Hi, ladies in the chat. I have missed you, ladies, so much. I have not done a live stream in so long. I actually got into a car accident a couple of weeks ago, and thank God I was not injured. Thank God the other driver was not injured, but I really needed to take time to reset my nervous system. So that's why I've been gone. I hope that you enjoyed the Hawaii vlog from my best friend's wedding, but now we're back. No more car accidents for a long time, and I'm excited to be with you. Okay, so back to anger. So I did not want to make this video. I really didn't, but it was so on my heart. I felt as soon as I opened up my journal today, God said, make a video about anger. I was thinking, no, I want to do something else, please. Last night, I had a FaceTime call with one of my best friends, and we were also talking about anger. I opened up one of my books to read this morning. A whole section on it was on anger. And so I thought, you know what? We've got to talk about it here. And a big misconception is that you cannot be in your feminine energy and be angry. That could not be further from the truth. But there are different versions of anger, and I'm going to talk about the healthy version and also how to recognize when it's not healthy, because that unhealthy anger is going to make you sick physically, emotionally, and spiritually. It will inflame your body. It will inflame you so much to the point where you feel tense, where your muscles get tight, where your body physically weakens. I don't want that for you. You cannot be in your feminine energy and feel tight. So we're going to loosen up any anger that you may have and also know how to manage it going forward. Okay. So also the funniest comment I get, Alexis, you never have anger. I know I smile a lot, ladies, but let me also remind you, I have 3 siblings. Yes, I know what it's like to be angry. Okay. I was very angry when I got into the car accident, and I'll get into that story in just a bit. So part 1, navigating and processing anger. Let's go over the differences between healthy anger and unhealthy anger. Healthy anger is when you are affected from an experience in your outer life. Let's say that someone rear-ends you in a car accident, or there's an injustice happening in your country, or you're treated poorly by your boss for no reason. That is called righteous anger. That is healthy anger. It is normal. It is not something that you need to feel ashamed of. Your body is feeling a physical tightness as a result to something that you're experiencing in the outer world. I always thought that anger was bad until I started reading the Word of God, and I realized even Jesus had anger. There's that story in the Bible where Jesus walks into the house of God and he sees people with tables selling things and totally disrespecting God's house. Jesus flips over a table, he gets angry, and that's when I realized healthy anger is okay. I don't need to push it down and repress it. Personally, for me, I always pushed down my anger because if I showed it as a kid, I got punished very, very harshly. And so I was always scared to show anger. I would always think, how come I can't say something in the moment when I'm angry? How come I can't set a boundary with force? I had to learn, number 1, that anger was okay and that there's a healthy way to know how to express it. Unhealthy anger. This is when it comes from a seed that's already inside of you, of bitterness, of jealousy, of pride. Usually what has happened is something in your inner world is being triggered. So the difference between healthy anger and unhealthy anger. Healthy anger, it is an experience in the outer world that you are having when you get triggered. Unhealthy anger, it's an experience in your inner world that is being triggered. Maybe you were abused as a kid. And so now when someone tries to quiet your voice, you get triggered and you get so angry at them. They shouldn't be trying to quiet your voice, but my point here is that you exploding and getting angry at them that is in an unhealthy way because it's stemming from an experience in your inner world. It's not truly what's happening outside that's making you angry. It's like poking at that wound because it's still fresh, it's not healed. So that's the difference between healthy and unhealthy. Unhealthy anger, it is uncontrolled. And what's hard here is that it always leads to harm and destruction. So you have to be so careful about how you express it because it can have so many long-term impacts. But when you know how to do it in a healthy way, it will save your life. The Bible says that the one who has a hot temper is labeled a fool. And what I was reading in my book earlier today is that the person who is so angry and is holding a hot burning stone, intending to throw it at another person that they're angry with. The thing is, the hot stone ends up burning that person that's holding it. That is exactly what anger does. It sits inside, it festers, and it burns you. It doesn't burn the other person. And with this too, I want you to trust and to feel so secure that you do not have to be the one to get revenge. Your role in life is to play, it's to explore the world, it is to be the main character. You don't have to be the main character and the villain. You don't have to be the one that's planning the revenge on your enemy or revenge on the person who has hurt you. God has your back. So you can let go of the revenge because it's actually just going to hurt you. God's revenge is better than anything that you could ever do. I had told this story in my video, How to Deal with Haters and People Who Criticize You. There was a woman who had made a video talking very disrespectfully about me, putting me down, just saying a lot of mean comments. And I was so angry when I saw that video. And I was talking with my sister. I said, I don't know what to do. Like, I want to do something about this. But I felt God say, Alexis, I will take care of it. That video, I was telling my friend last night, that video ended up bringing so many new subscribers to my channel, so many new sales for my business. So many new women came and they went, okay, I want to know who Alexis is. Yes, she's being talked bad about in this video, but they ended up becoming my followers from this person that was talking poorly. It's almost like that saying that says all PR is good PR, even if it's bad. So don't worry if someone is bringing you down. God is already working out his plan perfectly for you. It could be leveling up your income. It could be bringing your next best friend, your next partner to you. Never get the revenge. If you get the revenge, it's always going to be less than what God can do. There's also a verse in the Bible, Ephesians 4:26. Do not let the sun go down while you are still angry. I also think this is some of the best relationship advice. Don't rest your head on that pillow at night until you and your partner have talked through or resolved the fight. What is being said here is, yes, anger is okay, but festering on it is not okay. The difference between healthy and unhealthy. When you fester on it and you replay everything in your head, even though the wrong has already been done, every time you replay it in your head, your body is physically reacting as if that experience is happening in real time. Your heart starts racing, your body temperature raises. Imagine what that is doing over and over again. How many thoughts we have a day? Most of those are actually repetitive and most of those are actually negative. If all of those negative thoughts are causing these negative reactions to your body, think about how your body is going to be in 20 years if these are the thoughts that are replaying. You have to let anger go because it's only going to do your body harm. And we'll move into the exercises of how to actually let it go. Okay, another point here is if you hate your anger, it will grow and it will explode. If you grew up with a family member who dealt with anger, or who didn't deal with their anger, so they were very, very angry, you will know what I'm talking about. They have these explosions, and as a kid, it's the scariest thing. This is what will happen. And the inner work that can rapidly transform you from exploding with anger is to see your anger as a shadow. This is shadow work. If you've never heard of shadow work before, the way that I like to explain it is think about the movie Peter Pan. How Peter was constantly running from his shadow. His shadow was mischievous, it was playful, it was always getting him into trouble. He tried to run so much from his shadow, and that is what we do with the parts of ourselves that we don't want to be seen. We run from it, we push it down, we act like it doesn't exist. It's just going to bother us more and more and cause more harm until we turn around and look at it. And the beautiful part about shadow work is that once you can bring the shadow to the light, maybe you go, wow, I do have anger. and I haven't dealt with it. Once you can pull it out and see it, and you bring light to the shadow, guess what? The shadow disappears. And now it's not causing harm. Now it's not causing destruction in your life because you've shined light on it. Simply accepting that you have anger, simply accepting that whatever it is that you keep getting triggered by, when you accept it and you can almost baby it and go, you know what? I love you. You haven't been so good, but I'm going to take care of you. I see you, I hear you, and I'm not going to push you away. You just have to face it. Most of us are procrastinating with inner work because we don't want to look at the shadow, but the shadow is pulling you down 99% of the day. Turn around, shine the light on it. Literally imagine that you have a flashlight, go like this. Okay, what area of inner work do I need to pull out? Just accept it, give it some love, and then it will no longer cause you harm. When you do that with anger, that is how you heal it. All right, let's see. Okay, so that was step 1. I'm going to give you 3 steps on how to actually turn the anger into an emotion that is healthy and how to lower how much you get angry. So that was step number 1, recognize it. See the shadow, take that flashlight, pull it out. Anger, I see you. You're being very bad. I feel like I'm in my mom energy right now because I just got my puppy and he's taught me a lot. I'll just say that. Okay, let's see. Okay, step number 2 is monitor the anger and play with it. Control your temper, for anger labels you a fool. This is in Ecclesiastes 7:9. Catch anger in the moment and change it. I talk about this in my programs that so many times people go, I want to change. But if they knew how to do this one thing, it would save them the headache of procrastinating on this change. When you begin doing something that you don't like, in the moment you say out loud, change. So I love to give the example of driving because I think a lot of people, myself included, have struggled with anger or impatience here. When you are driving and you have the urge, let's say someone cuts you off, you have the urge to slam on your horn. I want you to recognize in the moment, say, my body is getting angry, change. And what you're going to do, put your hands back on the steering wheel, take them off the horn, and you're just going to exhale. You're just going to breathe it out. It's not going to feel good the first time that you do it. But guess what? The 5th time you do it, it will feel more comfortable. The 50th time you do it, it will feel so easy. You won't even have to think about it. It will become a normal reaction for your body because you have reprogrammed your mind to be peaceful. You have reprogrammed your mind to instantly dissolve anger right out of your body. Think about how that's going to impact your relationships and every other part of your life where you get triggered. So also with driving, what's so interesting is I'm actually going to have to make an updated video about my Dubai takeaways 1 year later. So I've been living in Dubai for 1 year. The driving here is insane. Hundreds of different cultures trying to drive, learning to drive in one place. It's crazy. And what is so fascinating to me is people hardly use their horns. They hardly use it, or they will just do a light tap. I'm used to the US, people laying on their horns. You will be asleep in your house and you hear car horns. It's crazy. And I used to think, I would even ask the taxi drivers, is there a law where you can't honk your horn? Because I don't hear people do it. And what I've noticed here is that because most people are expats in Dubai, because they have left their home country and they've come here, their mind and their heart automatically is more open. They have a more open approach to people and to experiences in life. Because of this, when they're driving, most people have the understanding that the person that just frustrated me in traffic right now, they're from a different culture that taught them how to drive a different way. So people are so patient. I see cars cut in front of people all the time. No one honks their horn. I mean, some do, but not a lot. And I think this is crazy. Everyone is so patient with each other and they're just so understanding. It comes from that open heart and that open mind. It's total feminine energy to me. And I think that that's really fascinating. People just have an understanding and an openness. When you can have this, imagine someone that's learning how to drive. Imagine it's a student learning how to drive. Imagine it's someone from a different country who just moved here and they're excited to be in your country. They're excited to learn how to drive, but they're scared. Maybe they just got in an accident like I did and they're traumatized to drive. So give people grace, give people openness and compassion. And the beautiful thing is when you do this for other people, they will do it for you. You will start seeing people helping you, holding the door for you, offering you things. It's the craziest thing. Whatever you give out, you will receive 10 times back. So don't give out anger unless you want to get that 10 times back. All right. Let's see. And also how foolish someone looks when they have road rage. There are so many people in the US. I tell some of my friends out here, I say, guys, it is crazy in the US. I have seen people roll down their windows, yelling, screaming. People pull out guns in the US. They are violent. They stop their cars and they fight because they got cut off. Anger labels you a fool, just like the Bible says. It's the unhealthy anger that's rooted in pride, in impatience, in bitterness. So you don't want to look like a fool. Get rid of the anger. Let's see. So that's an example. Let's say that you have a toxic family member. If you have someone who is constantly picking on you or constantly triggering you, here's how you're going to monitor and then play with the anger. In the moment that it is happening, where you are experiencing this angry person, you are now feeling angry. Instead of saying anything back, instead of getting defensive, instead of getting tight, exhale. Exhale until you cannot breathe anymore. Then you're going to inhale. And you're going to exhale again. As you exhale, all of the anger is being pushed out. And then you are going to go and release the anger, not in front of that person. That is how you're going to change the anger. If you react, you are jumping to the same level and to the same frequency of that person. If you are up here, if you have a very high frequency, you're happy, you're doing good, someone with a low frequency comes along, they try to trigger you because they cannot stand that you are up here. When you react and you get angry and you fight back to their anger, you drop down to their vibration. So this is how you're going to fix that. You're going to exhale, keep yourself up here, then you're going to go and release the anger. And we'll move into that part next. Let me make sure that you guys can hear me. We can't have another one like that other live stream. Yay. Oh my gosh. Yes, my girl is on. Sue, I love you. I've missed you ladies so much. Thank you so much for being here. I cannot wait to jump in the chat and answer some questions and talk with you. Yes, more tips on how to self-regulate. I'm so happy you asked. That is actually the next part. So step 1 was recognize. Step 2 was monitor and play with it. Step 3, here's how you're going to release it. Create exercises to release the anger. I know, you ladies that have been with me for a long time, you already know what I'm going to say. Okay, I'll actually save this one for last. I'm going to give you some exercises that will help you release the anger. Number 1, this is my absolute favorite. I've started doing it more recently. I used to do it when I was a teenager, just naturally. It's like my body just knew to go and do this one thing. That is running. But I'm not talking about just going for a nice, cute jog. No, I'm talking about you are sprinting, you are pushing your body to the extreme. My little brother told me this and it just blew my mind. He goes, Alexis, did you know that if you run to the point of exhaustion, it will heal your body and it will heal your trauma? And I thought, oh my gosh, he was like 17 at this time. It was so cute. And I said, why is that? And he goes, because when you push yourself to exhaustion, your body doesn't have any energy to hold on to the emotions that it was trying to bury. And so it has to release them. If you've ever gone for a really, really hard run and you've ever started crying, this is exactly what is happening. And you have just healed your body so much. What is happening is you have pushed your body so much, it cannot hold in the heartbreak or the anger or the trigger. It has to release it. You don't have any more energy. You just put it onto the ground running. It is so beautiful. It is so freeing. When I was going through a really tough breakup, I ran all the time and I felt I healed so quickly. And when I'm running, I'm just thinking, oh, I hate that this happened or this sucks. I'm releasing all of the emotion right now. That's what you're going to do when you're angry. I had it was such a frustrating experience in high school where I felt really betrayed by a friend of one of my best friends at the time. And this girl and I, we were not friends. I just felt an intuitive knowing, do not trust this woman. And then she did do something that broke my trust one day. and it was extremely painful. And I was at the gym when this happened. I remember this so vividly. I picked up my phone. I saw what had happened. Basically, what had happened is this other girl and I were planning a surprise party for one of my friends, one of my good friends. And I had been planning this surprise party with, it's going to sound so confusing. I was planning this surprise party with another girlfriend, and we brought it to my friend's other friend, the one that broke the trust, just wanting to include her and say, you're friends with her too. Come and host this party with us. So we were all planning it. We were so excited. And at the gym, I was like 15 at this time. I had saw that this other girl that broke my trust had sent out the surprise party invitations with only her name on it as the host, taking the idea from my other friend and I and not including us at all. And I was so upset. It's so minor. Like looking back, I'm like, that was such cute high school drama. It was so minor. But I remember, ladies, I got on the track. My gym had this track like this where you could run around the top. I ran for like an hour. I got everything out of my body and I didn't know it, but I was healing so much in that moment. And it's so amazing how your body knows how to heal, but as you get older, you almost get programmed out of it, or you just get stuck, you freeze, you don't move. Physical movement is the best thing that you can do for your anger. I released it that night. I went home, had dinner with my family. It was amazing. So running, that's going to be number one. Okay, what are some other ones? Dancing. I love dancing, especially because it targets your hips. Most of our stored trauma and most of our stored emotion as women stays in our hips, about 80%. So if you can dance, I love Latin dancing and I love belly dancing. If you can dance, move your waist, move your hips. First of all, it's connecting you to that juicy feminine energy, but also it's releasing that emotion. It's releasing that anger. Let's see. Go for a swim. I love going for a swim because it cools you off too. I feel like anger is a very, very hot energy. And when you can jump into a cold ocean, a cold pool, I'm planning on going to the ocean tomorrow. So that's why this one was on my list. I'm not angry. I just really want to go for a swim. But when you can dive into the water and just cleanse, I really feel like salt water is so healing and so refreshing. That will help to release the anger. Okay. Next one, journaling. Journaling, sharing your thoughts. Journaling is like venting to the most accepting, the most non-judgmental source. So journal, take it to God, pray. God is with you right now going, my baby girl, I want you to just come to me. You are my precious daughter. I'm here for anything that you need. Don't worry about anything. Instead, pray about everything. So take your problems, go and just talk about it to God. You are his precious little daughter. Just imagine that you get to run to him, that he's hugging you and saying, I know, I've got you. I actually knew that this was coming, but I've given you all the tools that you need to get through this. Another one is, let's see. Oh, okay. Scream to music. Scream to music, sing. I love singing because sometimes if I'm having a hard time crying, for me, when I'm angry, I cry. If I'm having a hard time crying, if it gets stuck in your throat, you know what I mean? I will sing because something about it, it moves the emotion through my throat and out fully through tears. So play some music. And then of course, you ladies knew this one was coming, screaming into a pillow. I cannot recommend this one enough. It's so healing. It is so freeing. And I think the biggest thing for women is they have no problem moving the anger through their hips, through their waist. They can shake it out. They can dance it out. They can run it out. But then it gets stuck here. And how you know that anger is stuck here is because you cannot use your voice. You don't feel empowered when you speak. Setting boundaries, your voice shakes. You want to speak your mind? You can't. Nothing comes out. Energy is stuck, and it's most likely anger that you have not released. This is why I love screaming into a pillow. I cannot recommend it enough. All right, let's see. I'm going to give you some different suggestions when we move into the dating and relationships topic. So physically move out the emotion. Otherwise, it will inflame your body and it will tighten you. I have a family member who was always very, very angry and just very eruptive, and their body was so tight, so many knots, so much tension. They always had headaches and migraines. These are some symptoms. If you notice that you have these symptoms yourself, give yourself grace and go, now I have the tools. I'm going to heal this out of my body because I want to be soft. I want to feel relaxed. I want to feel loose. Releasing anger is pretty much giving your soul a massage. It's getting all that tightness out of your neck, getting the stiffness out of your body. And when you are soft and when you are relaxed, that is when your feminine energy is so high. Speaking of feminine energy, let's move into staying connected to feminine energy. First of all, what I want to tell you is you do not have to be in your feminine energy at all times. I need to repeat this more often. If you are in your feminine energy at every single moment of the day, you will get burnt out. What I recommend in my Master Your Feminine Energy program is I teach the girls how to be in it about 80% of the time, and then how to use the other 20% for the masculine energy. You need it. It is essential. So you do not have to stay in your feminine energy. I would so mind blown when I first started coaching. I would always get asked, how do I stay in my feminine energy when I'm upset or when I'm triggered or when I'm angry? And I would say, you feel the emotion. Drop how do I stay in my feminine energy and connect back to your body, because actually you've moved to your head. You're using the logic and going, how do I do this? I need to think. I need to really strategize how I can be flowy and beautiful and happy. No. That is going to keep you stuck in the logic. It's going to keep you in the wounded feminine energy because your body is not healing. It's staying stuck. So you have to feel the emotion. And actually, when you are feeling the emotion and you're processing it, you're exhaling, you're going for the run, you're journaling, you're crying. When you are doing that, you are actually being. You are feeling, you are sitting with your body. That is what feminine energy is. It's being. The doing and the logic and the planning is the action. It's the masculine. That's also very beautiful. But to heal, you have to be in the feminine energy. That is why it's such a red flag. Any man that is not connected to his feminine energy as well as his masculine energy, you cannot be with that man, because he's not going to know how to be with his own emotions. He's not going to know how to process. He's not going to know how to move trauma and blocked emotions out of his body. A lot of men today are so scared to be in the feminine energy because they don't want to appear girly. They don't want to give any vibes that, you know what I'm saying? So with this, you have to be so careful with the man that you pick. If he is a healthy, conscious man, he will have this understanding that his feminine energy is also beautiful. Okay, probably just an Amazon package. Stay. Gus always gets so excited when there's a doorbell ring. Come here. Hi. He just woke up from a nap, so he's looking a little crazy. Hi, buddy. Okay, you want to go back to your nap? I'm trying to not get him to bark too much because I have neighbors being in an apartment, so good job, bud. Okay. So sorry about that, ladies. What I was saying, pick a man who is conscious enough to know that his feminine energy is equally valuable to his masculine energy. I'm not saying he has to be mostly in his feminine energy. We definitely don't want that either, but he should know how to play with his feminine energy and feel comfortable to be in it. Because if he's not, it's just going to be dangerous for you, and it's going to put you in your wounded feminine or in your masculine energy. And that could be a whole other video itself. If you want more inner work on that video, I would say I have a video called 5 Qualities to Look For in Healthy Masculine Men. Search that on YouTube, or search Men and Money, awwlexis on YouTube. Hi, bud. He needs a haircut so much. Hi, cutie. Okay, let's see. Yes. So stop trying to control your emotion and just give it what it needs. It's like that shadow. Peter Pan was constantly trying to control his shadow, constantly trying to run from it, constantly trying to push it away. If you try to do that to the anger, it will end up overtaking you. So just shine that flashlight on it and say, I'm going to bring some light to you. Come on out. It's okay. I see you. I hear you. Let's play. Let's have some fun. Same thing with Gus too. So I tried controlling Gus in some ways. I'm like, Gus, go to the bathroom in this specific spot. Yes, you. And then I realized you cannot control other things. He's actually just a baby. I was watching this TikTok and it said, puppies, you can't get mad at them when they go poop in the house, when they throw up, or when they go like when they tear stuff up, because they're really just babies. He has helped me release so much control, because I look at this little face and I just think, you're just a baby. You're just my baby. And I can't control you. I can just clean up the poop. I can just order a new couch if it gets chewed up. And it has really helped me a lot. Let's see. So see anger maybe as your baby. If you have a puppy, imagine that your anger, treat it as you would treat your puppy. Treat it as you would treat your baby. You don't get mad at them for doing things that they don't know. You just give it grace and say, you know what? I'm going to take care of you, and I'm going to teach you how to do this properly. Do you want to get down? I don't think he likes the shirt too much. So if you missed my video, I have a video called Q&A and Meet My Puppy. I'm so happy, guys. I waited so long for him. I've been waiting to get him since February, and I got him April 1st. I couldn't even post pictures on Instagram April 1st because everyone would say, is this an April Fool's joke? But I really did get him that day. He has just made my life so happy, and I'm just laughing all day. He's so cute. He's so playful. Sometimes he's a little troublemaker. And when we go for walks, when we go to the park, everyone comes up and they try to pick him up. They try to pet him. They're just, yes, you're like a teddy bear. He has just made my life so happy. So I'm really grateful. I feel like I'm in my mom era. All right. Post-releasing anger. Okay. So this is the last part before we move into dating, relationships, friendships, how to deal with anger in those situations. So post-releasing anger, your body and your heart are soft when you can release anger. Your body truly loosens up and your heart becomes so open. Just like I was saying about the people here in Dubai, why their hearts and minds are so open is because you don't know what someone else was taught in their culture. And every day you meet people from new cultures. I rarely meet Americans here. When I hear an American accent, I'm like, oh my gosh, hey. But it's taught me to just be open and accept other people. It diminishes so much anger when you can be open. So remember that you don't know how other people were raised. Maybe people were raised to cut in line. You don't know. Maybe someone's family was so desperate to get food that they had to cut to the front of the lines growing up. So give people grace, and that will give you softness. Story time, going to the police station. Speaking of softness, so I got into a car accident about 2 weeks ago. It was very scary. It was just out of the blue. And it was maybe a few days after I had gotten him. So I was already just emotionally burnt out because I wasn't sleeping good. Hi. I didn't know that dogs or puppies get up a few times a night. And yeah, I lost a lot of sleep, but it was so worth it. So anyways, I'm driving back from the gym and this other car and I collide in a roundabout. It was the scariest thing. Thank God for my car, guys. It saved me. It protected me. There was barely any damage to my car, but the other car, lots of damage. Thank God the other person was not hurt. So it was a man, maybe in his 50s, and his mom was also in the car with him. And when we collided, I just froze. I was like, is this really happening? It was my second car accident. I got out of the car. He got out of the car. We both said, are you hurt? No. Okay, we're good. And then he started getting really angry, saying, this is your fault. I was angry because I was sure it was his fault. We're both blaming each other. And there was a lot of tension. We had to call the police. Here in Dubai, if there's no injuries, you submit the accident through an app. It's crazy. You just go through an app, you submit pictures, and then what happens is you have to go to the police station and they determine who is at fault. So we're there for maybe an hour. We're like talking back and forth. He's very angry. He keeps blaming me, yelling. I'm getting very upset because one of my biggest pet peeves is older men who disrespect women, especially people who are younger than them. I do not like that. So I was getting very upset. I felt like I was just going to start crying, but I didn't want to cry in front of him. And so after we submitted things through the app, we're talking to the police. They say, you guys can just go home, come to the police station the next day. And he tells me, no, you need to wait here because the police are coming. I started feeling so angry that he was trying to control me. I had a lot of that growing up, and it is definitely one of my pet peeves. So then I'm getting so angry, guys, and I'm thinking, I don't want to explode. I don't want to take this out on him because I know I'll regret it later on. So I keep my mouth closed. I get back into my car, and there's a security guard that comes and he goes, "Are you okay?" I just start crying to him. He's like, no, please don't cry. Please don't cry. You're okay. He's like, "Don't worry about the other guy, what he's saying. You just get in your car, go back home." And I just felt so relieved. And then I get back home, and then I'm just crying in my apartment. I see Gus. He's literally licking my tears. He's the sweetest thing. I was just shaken up from the accident itself, from this other guy blaming me, getting angry. It's not a fun situation. And so the next day, what I actually do is I do a lot of shaking. I love somatic shaking out my body because that shakes out the anger and the emotion. And so I get lots of sleep. I take a nap the next day. I make sure that I'm rested and refreshed before going to the police station. So then I get to the police station, and I'm already thinking about this. This other guy doesn't live here. He was renting the car. And I'm already thinking about him, and the anger comes back. I'm thinking, I cannot believe he talked to me this way. Should I have stood up for myself more? But no, I don't need to waste energy. We're also going to talk about how to know when to speak up versus when to save your energy. So we get to the police station, we're talking. The police tell us everything with the case and how to go through the car insurance. And then before we go and talk to the police, I had turned to the other driver and I said, "Look, despite what happens, I'm so glad that you and your mom were not injured. I'm sorry for the part that I played in this accident. And I wish you the best. If there's anything that I can help with the rental car to speed up the process, please let me know. It's not fun that this happened." And in that moment, the craziest thing, his body was tight like this, went like this, softened. His eyes softened. His energy completely shifted. He goes, "I'm so sorry too." He's like, "I'm so sorry for the part that I played and so glad that you're okay. I'm so sorry about yesterday." And I just said, "Thank you." It felt so good. I felt like it was such a huge moment in my inner work journey because honestly, a few years ago, or the past version of me would have had pride where she would have been like this energetically at the police station. But no, it's a car accident. It's not fun for him and it's not fun for me. Even if he was at fault, even if I'm at fault, we are both okay. Thank God we are both okay. We could have been injured. None of us were. And so I just softened my energy, but I had to release the anger to do that. And then once I softened my energy and I met him with love, he also met me with love. And we shook hands, walked away. He's like, "Have a great day." I'm like, "What? This is crazy." The younger version of me would be so proud. So meet anger with love. Don't meet anger with heat. It's just going to build the fire. And who does that serve? Okay. Unless you're cold, that'll be good. But please don't do that. It's not going to make your life better. All right. Let's move on to dealing with anger, specifically with romantic relationships, dating and romantic relationships. I'm really excited to talk about this. I love talking about this kind of stuff. And I haven't talked about this since the magnetically polarizing. I talk about this stuff with my one-on-one clients, but not so much here on YouTube. So dating and relationships. We're going to go into dating first. And then if you have a long-term partner or if you're married, a serious partner. Most of my advice for managing anger in a dating scenario is going to be for you to detach. It's not going to be for you to verbalize. It's not going to be for you to take a lot of action. It's going to be for you to detach. When you are dating someone, that man, he is not your husband. Every time you have to communicate why you're angry, every time you have to set a boundary, like it or not, that is taking energy. How about when someone makes you angry that you are dating, continue dating other people. Take that energy that you would use to have a fight with him, to have a conversation with him, and instead go and pour that on another person who is going to treat you right, who is not going to make you angry. So detach. He's not your husband. Stop wasting your life force energy. There was a video that I had made on TikTok. It was a question that I received from a girl, and my heart was so sad for this woman. She had asked, "Alexis, What do I do if I just found out my boyfriend is sexting his ex? And I was thinking, girl, detach. That man is not your husband. That man has just proven to himself even more he is not ready to be your husband. Do not waste any more energy on him. You have to be so smart and so protective with your energy that when, especially anger that comes from disrespect from men. I'm not talking about healthy masculine men. I'm talking about men who disrespect, men who are causing you to be triggered. If your peace is being threatened, that man is harvesting your life force energy. Please go watch my video, Men Who Harvest versus Men Who Sow into your feminine energy. That will clear up everything and give you the strength to go, I'm taking my energy wherever it's being disrespected by men. Men take your energy every time they disrespect you and you allow it. It builds them up. They go, okay, she doesn't respect herself, so I can take this from her and build my own self-respect, build my own ego, build my own self-esteem. Detach. So if he's sexting his ex, bye. Number two, an example, let's say that he canceled a date last minute. This is one of those things where it can be understandable, but it can also be disrespectful. What I want you to do here is to detach and become less available. That is how you manage the anger. Let me actually go back to the first example. So when you cut off someone who is disrespecting you, someone who is sexting his ex, goodbye. When you say goodbye to them, that is you managing the anger. Because you could fight and scream and go, why are you doing that? Don't send a long paragraph. If you send a long paragraph, do you know how much life force energy you have just given him? The time it takes to text all that out, the thought, the planning, the rereading of it, no, the waiting for the response, that is mental energy that you could be pouring into your husband, your future husband, that you could be pouring into your business, into your friendships. So that is how you manage the anger. Cut that person off, release the anger with one of the exercises that I previously gave you. So the other example, he canceled a date last minute. Become less available. Let's say that he cancels the date and then tomorrow he goes, hey, I want to see you. Sorry, I have plans. Actually, no, don't even say sorry. I have plans today. He asks you again, I want to take you out today. Oh, you're going to have to ask me a week in advance. Build up your schedule so much, create so much distance between you guys. Every time that he's disrespected you, create distance. Your actions, your energy will speak for you. I get a lot of negative comments saying you should be able to communicate, you should speak your mind, but I firmly believe, and I'm happy to say this, your actions speak louder than words. They really do. And why I'm more for showing your energy with your actions is because men don't hear logic. They don't hear long paragraphs. Ask any man, do you actually read the long paragraphs? No, they do not. They understand actions. They understand distance. They understand how your body feels. If you are creating distance and they're not seeing you as much, if you're creating a physical sensation of longing in their body, they're going to understand that. They're not going to understand, why'd you cancel last minute? You know, I already had my makeup done. It's logic to logic. It goes right in one ear, right out the other. Why? Because men hear this all day long from their friends, from their coworkers, from their boss. It's logic to logic. When you come along and you bring that juicy feminine energy and you show your energy and your mood through your actions, he feels that. Men are designed to feel what is inside of you. So if you are dating, detach. That is how you release the anger. Don't get angry at him. Go and pour that anger out somewhere else. Okay. Number 2. Okay, so part 2. Serious relationships or marriage. So the key for any serious relationship, you must have a life that is so full and complete. That is the key. That is the basis. It will save 99% of your anger problems with your partner. When my family and I all moved back in together during COVID, we were fighting over things and getting angry that should have never been talked about. Fighting over the remote, fighting over crumbs on the kitchen countertop. So many things can be saved if you are not always on top of your partner. If you are not constantly thinking, where are they at? What are they doing? We need to be together. He should be chasing you, even if you are 20, 30, 40, 50 years married. You should be wondering, where is she at? What is she doing? What is she going to do today? Always keep him on his toes. How you do that? Having a life that you love. Never give up your dreams, never give up your business, never give up time with friends, never give up your hobby for a man. You think that they like this, you think that they like spending time with you, but men fall in love when they are away from you. It is when you are not in their presence that they are replaying those memories, that they're feeling the emotions that they feel without you. That is when men fall in love. I just made that video, Think Like a Man, Act Like a Woman. This is a big part of it. We think like women so much. We think men think like women. We fall in love with men when they're in our presence, when we're actually physically with them. So we think men feel this too. Nope, it's the opposite. So also I recommend that video, Think Like a Man, Act Like a Woman. Let's see. Okay. So here's a few examples of how to deal with angry situations. Let's say he doesn't want to attend your friend's baby shower with you. Something like this, communicate. That is how you can solve the anger immediately in the moment, but very specifically communicate using your feminine energy, of course. If you say something such as, I was really excited to show you off to all my girlfriends, or I was really looking forward to you being there. I'm so awkward and uncomfortable at these things, but having you by my side, you're like my hero. If you can talk to him like that, girl, he will be pulling out the car and saying, do you have the present? Let's go. So speak to him from your body. Let him know how much he impacts you when he shows up the way that you like. When he doesn't show up the way that you like, also let him know how much it impacts you. It hurts. I was heartbroken when you had canceled coming to the baby shower with me. I was really looking forward to it. Now I'm questioning, can I depend on your word? Let him know how your body feels. Communicate. When that man has proven to you that he gets to be your future husband, that he gets to be your serious partner, that is when you don't have to detach and date other people. That is when you communicate to him, because he has proven he's going to protect your life force energy, so you can give more of it to him. This is when I'm so for verbal communication. Too many people kill relationships with resentment that could have been fixed with communication. If he canceled on going to this baby shower with you and now you don't say anything and you go and you're angry and you come back and you're cold to him, it's resentment that's building in you. If you had just communicated, I was really looking forward to having you by my side, to showing you off, that would, first of all, heal that resentment so that you can stay soft and relaxed, but also it would fix the anger from happening. Let's see another example. Let's see. I thought I had one more example in here. Okay, so I had another note, knowing when to release in the moment versus on your own. Yes. Okay, so how do you know if you're in an argument with a person? Should you get angry or should you go and release it on your own? If you are extremely triggered, if you feel your body tighten, if you feel your heart start to race, do not release that anger. I know that a problem for nice girls, like I've definitely struggled with this in the past, is that you'll just hold everything in and you're scared to speak up. So the difference between being scared to speak up and consciously choosing not to is being in tune with your body and knowing that you could, but you do not need to, or you do not want to, because if you do, it might just cause more problems. If you're really, really triggered, do not say anything in the moment. It's just going to cause more harm. What good has ever been done when you're up here at an anger level, he's up here at an anger level, and you say something? It's never good. So what I would do is I would say, I need some time to process. Go into another room, go for a walk, and maybe go for a run, honestly, go for a swim. Use some of those exercises that we talked about. And also, if you feel that you're able to process what they're saying and you're not super triggered, then you can speak up. Then you can say, that was really hurtful, or when you did, or when this happened, this is how I felt, or I don't like being told this. Say it in the moment. Don't let people walk all over you. The more that you know your body, the more that you trust your body, the more that you will intuitively know when to speak up, when to say something, versus when to take your energy, go and process, and go and release. You can always come back to the conversation later. Kind of like the car accident example. If I had said something to that guy the first day, like when we got into the car accident, it would not have been a pretty scenario. But the next day when I had time to process, it was so much more peaceful. And we ended on good terms. So be conscious and be in tune with your body. The more that you trust your body, the more that you will know how to make decisions. And trusting your body, it comes with inner work. It is truly the blueprint. Keeping promises that you make to yourself, honoring what your body needs. For example, I have a project that I'm working on for my business right now. And speaking of this project, ladies, okay, this is kind of sad to say, but I have decided that this year we are most likely not going to do a retreat. It makes me so sad to say. And the reason for that is because I have a project that is really, really on my heart that I am working on. And that's all the details that I can share for now, but I want to give my all. I want to give every part of me to this project. And in February, there was a night where I couldn't sleep. And I woke up, I was just praying, I was talking with God, and I felt, don't do a retreat this year. And I was thinking, what? But we already had the location planned, the date planned. And I thought, no, this can't be true. And it kept, I could not sleep. I just kept hearing, don't do a retreat this year. And deep down, I know it's because I cannot do a retreat and complete this project that I am working on. So I'm so sorry to say this, ladies. I really, really wanted to see you and to do one. I don't know when the next one will be. I do know that I want to do another one. It was everything last year in Greece, in Hawaii, and Dubai. I love meeting you and doing inner work in person. However, I have to trust my body. And what my body is saying is give all of my energy to this project. So why I'm even bringing that up is so in moments like that where my body speaks to me, at first I pushed down the noise. I think all of January that voice was speaking, but I kept pushing it down. It will just come back up. And when I trusted my body and I talked to my retreat planner, I said, we're not going to do a retreat this year. It freed a part of me. And now when I work on this project, it's so much easier. I don't procrastinate. Everything just flows. It's so much easier. And it's because I trust my body. I trust my intuition. Every time I've trusted my intuition, I've trusted the voice of God, it has led to the most beautiful outcome in my business, in my life, in my relationships. So I trust that voice. The more that you can follow your intuition like that, the deeper you're connected to your feminine energy, the deeper you're connected to God, the easier it's going to be to trust yourself and to know when to speak up, when to process the anger outside. So that's some advice on that note. Okay. Let's talk about friends. We're going to talk about friends, work, and then leveling up with your anger. How is it already an hour, by the way? This is crazy. Time just flies. I have a meeting with my assistant in a little bit, so I'm going to have to run in the next 30 minutes. So friends, communicate, give people grace, but let them go when they disrespect you. With friendships, when you have women by your side that you trust, and you'll know because you feel peace with them. You don't feel that you have to change any part of yourself with them. You feel that they support you, that they love you, that they want the most authentic, best version of you to come alive. When you have those friends and problems come up in the relationship, always communicate. Yes, it can be scary, but when you have a friend that truly loves you and truly trusts you, and vice versa with you, communicating will be met with a good response. You do not need to be scared. You just need to address it. The more that you speak up in friendships, the easier it gets. It was such a hard thing for me at first. I was so scared to set boundaries or to speak up. But I found that the more I did, the easier it got. And actually, the more respect we had for each other in the relationships. You know how when you fight with your partner and then you make up and you come back together, you guys feel so much more connected. It's like the relationship just strengthened and became so much deeper. Same thing with friends. So if you do address something, if you are angry and you communicate about it and it's not met well, that friendship is not for you. If you do communicate about it, maybe there is still some anger back and forth or some tension, but ultimately it gets resolved and it gets met with love. Good. Now the friendship just got deeper. So either you let someone go that wasn't aligned or the friendship gets deeper, but you have to communicate. It was a very harsh truth for me that things that I was angry about, I did not have the right to be angry about it because I never set the boundary and I never communicated how I felt. For example, what is that button? It's okay. I think there's something going on outside. For example, if someone was texting me constantly all throughout the day, I'm not a big texter. My friends know it might take 3 to 5 business days to respond sometimes. If someone is texting me all day, every day, and I'm just sitting there and I'm getting irritated, like, I don't like this, I don't have the right to be angry at them because I did not let them know that I prefer in-person communication. I prefer not being on my phone when I'm working on my business. So things that you get angry about, ask yourself, do I have the right to be angry about this? Or is this person just being a human and they don't know how I feel because I didn't tell them? This is also why it's important to clear that energy in your throat so that you know how to speak up. So many relationships are saved by communication. Also, if a friend disrespects you, gone. I have 5 close girlfriends. None of them have ever disrespected me. Every single woman in my life that I've let go of disrespect, it was a gut feeling. I will never feel safe in this relationship again. And you just let them go. Sometimes it might take a few days to process if something has happened. Give yourself that time, but trust your body. Almost like your future husband. Your soul sisters will never do anything to threaten your relationship. If they do, they are not your soul sister. Clear them out and make room for the next. All right, work. Let's talk about coworkers, bosses, clients, if they make you angry. Also, this is why it's so important to run your dream business, if that is your desire, because you will eliminate all of these problems, all of them. When I used to work at an acai place when I think I was 19 years old. It was still one of my favorite jobs to this day. I always say, if I could go and just serve juices all day and make acai bowls, I would do it for no pay. I really, really loved this job. However, the not so fun part of this job was sometimes there were very demanding and rude customers. I had a really, really great boss, and she told us, everyone who was an employee, here, the customer is not always right. Because there's this rule in America that the customer is always right. She goes, not here. I loved her. She was such a mentor for me as a boss because I looked up to her and I said, I want to be a leader like that one day. I want to have employees that feel safe with me like this. So how to know if something at work is worth your time or is not worth your time. So I've had customers that were very, very angry when I was working at this acai place. They would scream, they would say, this acai bowl is wrong, I ordered this and that. And my coworkers, we would just laugh. Not in front of them, but we would go to the back and just laugh like, it's an acai bowl, what are they doing? It wasn't worth our time to fight back. It wasn't worth our time to get angry and to match their level. Things like that, you have to trust your body and know when it's the right time versus when it's not. Another example, I had a job working in marketing and I had given my 2 weeks this is when I had asked my boss for the raise. He said no. So I said, all right. The next day I put in my 2 weeks. So when I put in my 2 weeks, he said, you're not going to get paid for the last 2 weeks of work that you did. I was maybe 20 or 21 at this time. I was so angry, ladies, because like I said, men in positions of power, disrespecting younger women, that's not cool with me. So he said, you're not going to get paid for the last 2 weeks of work. And I was thinking, this is not going to work for me. At this time, this is when I was still transitioning out of my nice girl phase, and I felt my magnetically polarizing energy come to life. I took that man to court. I was literally one of those people. I took him to court. The amount of energy and time that I put into making phone calls, trying to get free legal advice, I did not have any money at this time. So I'm trying to figure out, how do I take someone to court and be able to pay for it? It took hours, maybe 20 plus hours of research, and then to go to court, just the mental energy of preparing for that day. It was not fun, but it was worth it for me. And the version of me now would never take someone to court like this for the amount that I was trying to get back. I was getting back $1,200. I was paid, I think, $600 a week back then. And so I was taking him to court for $1,200. Version of me now would say that is an absolute waste of time. I'm not going to do that. It's not worth it. But 21-year-old me, she needed to take that man to court to prove to herself, do not let people disrespect you and do not let people take advantage of you. So if you are in a season of your life where you're working on strengthening that polarizing energy, you're working on setting boundaries, you're working on healing out of the good girl syndrome, yes, it's worth it to do things like this, because it wasn't about the money for me. It was about the self-respect, the respect that I gained by doing the work, by getting justice. It freed me and it leveled up my polarizing energy and my confidence so much. So know when something is worth it. When I was working at the acai place, matching the anger of the customers, no, it wasn't worth it. But taking my boss to court that one time, yes, it was worth it. So in work situations, I guarantee most of the time fighting with coworkers, it's not going to be worth it. I coach a lot of women in corporate, and the stories that they tell me of how people treat them because they are women, because they're women of color, it makes me so angry for them, but most of the time it's not worth it. And what I advise them to do is level up for the right people at work. For the coworker that's trying to compete with them, for the women that's trying to pick at them or drag them down or make fun of them for dressing cute at work, do not give your energy to those people. Anyone trying to bring you down is already below you. If you want to match that level, go ahead and get angry, but it's not worth it. All right, leveling up with your anger. This will be the last part, and then I promise I'll get in the chat and we'll do some questions. So leveling up with your anger. Your anger, it's such a beautiful thing when it's healthy and when you know how to use it in a healthy way. Channel it into something that is beautiful, that will create impact for your life, whether it's art or music or your business. Or I love this one I don't love when girls go through breakups, but I love this level up that they get. They always start taking care of their body, taking care of their mind, reading books, going for runs, getting their body right. You know how they say, I love TikTok. So you know how on TikTok, I've seen these girls say this. They're like, I cannot believe that he broke up with me at the end of summer. Why couldn't he wait till spring so that I could get my dream body? It was like, you guys are so funny. It's true. When you go through a breakup, you go through the season and you end up getting your dream life. Your skin glows after the crying and the heartbreak, of course. Your body is right. You're taking care of yourself. That's what I want you to do with anger. If someone makes you angry, go and pour it out in the gym. Don't let it sit and make your muscles tight. Let it make your muscles tight in a good way, not tight in a bad way. So take that anger and pour it into something that's healthy. Pour it into, if you are also a coach or a content creator, pour it into a new program. I did that with Master Your Feminine Energy. All of the healing and all of the inner work that I had done in my whole life, I said, I want to pour this into a program that's going to be the foundation, where a woman can come and she can get transformed and truly be in her feminine energy, truly have the tools to be healed and to walk through life with so much power and confidence to be her dream self. So you could be creating something for your business that has so much impact. Hey, bud. You're a cutie. I just love him, guys. He has his cute teddy bear t-shirt on. Oh. Okay. Here's an actual example. So my clothing line, Solista Wear, I was so excited starting it because I thought no one else has this idea. It's such a unique brand. It was taking feather robes and pajamas and creating a women's loungewear brand. So I sell these feather robes and nightgowns, things like that, which ladies who have supported Solista Wear, thank you always. I don't tell you enough for the orders that come in from the Glow Girls. They just mean so much to me. So anyways, with my brand, I had started Solista Wear, I think in 2022. Yeah, 2022. And about a year into it, I had started, I think a year later, I had started, I was doing the Feminine Glow and my coaching and Solista Wear at the same time. Honestly, I was slacking on Solista Wear. I wasn't giving 100% effort like I was in the beginning. So maybe giving 70%. And I was on TikTok one day and I get tagged in this post and I see this girl has a loungewear brand that is pretty much the same exact style as mine, except she's selling her own robes and pajamas, but she's using my pictures. Like it's literally me in the robe selling it for her brand. And I don't know why she even tagged me in this. I was like, it's like, I did not give you permission to use these photos, girl. And I got so angry in that moment that she was profiting from my business, from my idea. If you are a business owner, if you are in the world of creating, this quote by Coco Chanel, you have to live by. If you want to be original, be prepared to be copied. It's going to happen all the time, whether you like it or not. And I was really, really upset that she had copied my brand and was trying to sell it using my own pictures, literally using my face. And instead of getting angry at her, I thought, you know what? Anything that you steal from someone else, it's never going to work. You cannot ever copy the blueprints. The blueprint is always one step ahead. It is the original. Instead of getting angry at her, I took that energy and poured it back into Storytime like I needed to do. So instead of giving 70%, I started giving 100%, creating more content, doing more photo shoots, things like that. So sometimes anger can level up your business. When people do things that upset you, don't get mad at them. Take that anger and say, you know what? I'm going to go and level up my life, level up my business instead. And the thing is, we get so tense and so upset about things that aren't actually a big deal. I'm pretty sure she doesn't even have the brand now, but if I had been so angry about it in that moment, then it would have just caused my body more pain. And that's draining my life force energy. Protect and honor your life force energy. It is literally your energetic currency. Let's see. Yes, so level up with your anger. Take it, channel it, pour it into something that is going to build you success, that is going to build your dream body, that is going to build lasting impact rather than lasting tightness and tight muscles in your body. You want your heart and your mind to just be soft and open. You want to honor that anger. You want to pull it out and see it with that flashlight again, shine light on it and say, I accept you, but let's release you. Because my life force energy is too precious to be constantly drained by this. All right, ladies, that is what I have for today's video. Let's go ahead and check in the chat, and then I'm going to leave for my meeting in just about 15 minutes. Oh, thank you, girl. Your channel has changed me. I so appreciate that. You ladies have changed me. I look back on the first live streams. I used to live stream only on TikTok, and I think the difference then versus now, it's crazy. We go so much deeper, and I appreciate you ladies for giving me a safe space to share and so much encouragement to share. I love when you leave comments. Alexis, it's not bad to say this. It's not mean to say this. Just say what you want all the way. I used to be very scared to speak my mind, and you guys have made it so safe. So thank you so much. How can I do inner work? Oh, girl, where do we even begin? Think about every situation of your life is inner work. What are you going to have for dinner? Ask your body, what are you craving? When you can go into your body instead of just, unconsciously picking the same thing over and over again, body, what do you need for dinner? What vitamins are you craving? What food, what nutrients are you craving? Maybe it tells you something like, we need a warm soup. We need more protein. When you can learn to listen to your body over and over again, the volume of its voice will get louder, and it will tell you what you need to heal, what you need to go after. That is where I would start with inner work. Every video on this channel, minus my old ones when I was like 14 and 15, all of those will provide inner work blueprints for you. I have a playlist called Inner Work live streams. I would start watching those. My program, Master Your Feminine Energy, is the whole inner work blueprint from A to Z. Hi, guys. Yes. How do you deal with anger consistently, having to deal with a frustrating situation at work? Jasmine, good question, girl. Let me set him down 1 second. Okay, let me think about being in this situation myself. You know what I would do is I would imagine that the work situation, I want you to have a bit of fun with it and play with it a little bit. If your work was a movie and you were being paid to show up every day and star in this movie, what role is your character supposed to have? Give your character the role of someone who doesn't get angry, someone who is conscious, someone who is emotionally intelligent, someone who is a divine feminine queen. That is your role. You have a director behind the camera that's saying, play this role. If you don't, we're going to fire you, okay? So you have this director who's telling you, show up to work as this divine feminine energy queen who is graceful, who has an open heart and open mind. This person that is causing you frustration at work, they're also a character. And there's a director telling them to act this way and to treat you this way. if you go out of character, it's going to mess up the script. You have a very specific script in life. When you get triggered and you start spending all your life force energy getting frustrated on this person every day, well, now the movie is not going to be as beautiful. You're going off script and you are completely changing your path. Get back on your path, get back on your role, my divine feminine energy queen. Stay connected to your body. Exhale when you get frustrated. Learn to release the anger in the moment. Don't let it build up. Don't go in there thinking, oh, this person's going to make me angry, or I can't believe they did this. They're playing a role. And sadly, their director is replaying all of these experiences from their past that they never healed. There are people who have done them wrong in life, and it's causing them to do you wrong. They're just playing their role. Don't get entangled with them. It's going to mess up your beautiful movie. I love breathing because it's something that you can do so quietly. It's something that you can do without anyone else seeing, and it's going to save you. When this person frustrates you, exhale, breathe it out, stay in character. You can go off script when it's your break. Imagine that your car is your beautiful trailer. Maybe add some glitter, make it cute. Imagine that your car is your trailer. And when you go to your trailer, release the emotion. Don't release it there at work. Okay, we should be angry. Yes, you should. But you should not have unhealthy anger. You should have healthy anger. We had talked about this in the beginning. So yes, you should be angry. You don't need to stay quiet, but don't let the anger make your life worse. That's what unhealthy anger does. It makes your life worse. It's like when you get into a fight with your partner. If you guys are both at here level anger, it's never going to be good what you say to each other. I have a feeling one of my current girlfriends isn't aligned with me, but I'm afraid to let her go because I don't have many other friends. Okay. It sounds to me like you know exactly the decision to make, but the block here is scarcity. There are 8 billion people in this world. Half of them are women, about half. So that leaves 4 billion women that are walking on this planet right now. Let's just take half of that. Let's take half, 2 billion. Now imagine all of those women lined up in front of you. And you get to go through the lines and meet these women. I guarantee you would walk away with some friends. This is how life is. Every direction that you go in, every experience that you have, it's going to introduce you to these women that are walking on this planet, waiting to be your friends. My best friends came after I graduated college. So when you are in scarcity, it's going to block you from making the decisions that your body needs. And this is so dangerous because if your body is saying, end this friendship and you don't, now when it comes time to launch a new project or to go for that job that you've been wanting, you don't trust your body to do it because you didn't trust your body to end the friendship. You have to follow what your body says. And I know that the conversation can be hard, but you don't have to have a reason. And what I think is so hard is we see people as books when people are just chapters. Not every person in your life is meant to be the whole entire book. Your family, maybe your husband, maybe your soul sisters, your siblings, they're meant to be in almost every chapter of your book, but not every person that you come across. Scarcity will make it feel like you have to keep everyone in your book. Well, how can your story have all these beautiful twists and turns? How can there be a beautiful plot? If you've ever read A Court of Thorns and Roses, I don't want to spoil it, but imagine Farrah imagine Farrah stayed with the love that she thought was everything at first. I'm trying not to spoil it. Imagine she stayed. She would have missed out on the greatest love story that ever existed. My book club girls, you'll know what I'm talking about. There are people waiting to love you and waiting to meet you that you have never met yet. But in order to meet them, you have to say bye to the current ones that your body is saying, no, we are not aligned. And you have to trust it. You have discernment. That is beautiful. Not a lot of people can feel that. It's just an intuitive knowing that we're not aligned in this friendship. I have had to end these friendships myself. There doesn't have to be a reason for it. You just know something's not right here, and you have the conversation. Hi, Alexis and Gus. Hey, girl. Gus. Oh, sorry, guys. He's eating some toilet paper. Guys. I'm so glad that you said that comment. Look at this. Where did you get this, bud? Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, guys, the other day, actually, this is yesterday. Yesterday, I let him outside on my balcony and nope, don't bite me. I let him outside on my balcony and we come back in and he's just sitting on the carpet. He's eating something. And at first I start walking and then I'm like, wait, what is he eating? I didn't give him anything. Oh, I get chills thinking about this. I go over to him. He has a dead moth in his mouth. It's the grossest thing. I'm like trying not to touch it. I try to open his mouth and pull it out. It was so gross. But I was like, no, I don't want him to eat this. He's too precious. I text my mom. I'm like, Mom, Gus just tried to eat a dead moth. I can't imagine all of the gross stuff that you had to deal with when we were babies. My mom texts me back. She goes, when it's your baby, you'll do anything for them and nothing is gross to you anymore. I love you. I was like, Mom, I love you. My mom is one of those women that was just so meant to be a mom in life. I asked my Mom, when you were a teenager, when you were a kid, what was your dream? Did you want to be an actress? Did you want to be a singer? What was your dream? She goes, I always wanted to be a mom. And I got so emotional. I thought, I'm so lucky to have you. She means so much to me. Yes. Do you want to meet Grandma? Yes. He is in his naughty phase. Yeah. This dog does not have nice boy syndrome. Yes. Okay. I want to start making more speaking content, but every time I talk, I feel blocked. How do you articulate yourself so beautifully? Rose, thank you so much, first of all. And feeling blocked from speaking, I teach this in the Glow Print. I would take a look at the Glow Print too, because that is the program for girls who want to be content creators, who want to be coaches. And I teach them how to speak, how to clear those blocks in their throat. It's actually an emotional block that is sitting right here that once you clear it, you're going to be able to start speaking more confidently on video. And one of the ways that you do that is by speaking up in real life. So with your partner, with your friends, when you're getting a manicure and maybe they don't do the shape right, I want you to start speaking up in the moment. You're not going to hesitate. You're not going to think. You're just going to say it. You're going to start to see other people as capable of handling their own emotions. This is what saved me on YouTube. I had told the girls in the Glow Print, I said, I was so scared to say things because people would be triggered. But what I was doing is trying to manage all of these emotions of all these people watching. And then I decided, nope, I'm going to speak to the women that are meant to be here, to the women that align with this content. People that don't, that is okay. There's another channel that's for them. But I'm done filtering what I'm saying and trying to deliver this softly. I'm just going to speak my mind. And it freed me so much. And the videos became so much more deeper. The impact here became so much deeper. So think about the people that you can impact. When you take the focus off of you and you put on other people, it saves you. So start thinking, okay, yes, this might be hard and scary for me to do, but if there's someone else that I can help, I'm going to do it. Start thinking about other people. That's what I do on YouTube. If I get nervous or scared, I think, this isn't about me. This is about my Glow Girls, and me delivering this message to them is more important than saying, am I going to say this right? Is this good enough? No, this is what's on my heart. I'm going to share it, and that's that. And speaking more beautifully. Thank you so much, girl. I also want you to know that I have had interview coaching. When I competed for Miss Teen USA, I was 16, 17 years old. I had a coach who taught me how to answer interview questions, because at Miss Teen USA, they ask you questions such as, they asked me at Miss Teen USA, do you think it should be a requirement for people to serve in the military once they are 18 years old? You have to know how to answer questions like that and deliver it in a confident and beautiful way on stage. So I had an awesome interview coach, and the best advice that he gave me was speak from your heart. Because when you speak from your heart, it's going to give authentic energy. When you try to script it and say like world peace and all of this, no, people are so tired of that. Speak your mind. I think what makes this country so great, the US, is that we have the freedom, that we have choice here. We have the freedom to decide if we want to join the military or if we don't. I'm so grateful that it's not a requirement. I probably wouldn't do so good in the military. So I appreciate that we have freedom of choice to serve. An answer like that is so much more authentic than trying to be in the middle. What I love, it's so cool to see, is for Miss Teen USA, you have to kind of stay in the middle with your answers. You don't have to, but you should. With Miss USA and with Miss Universe, you can be more polarizing. And it's amazing because my own polarizing energy has been birthed as I've been growing in my 20s. The magnetically polarizing course, every inner work that I've learned about how to speak and how to be magnetic, how to be that woman that just speaks her truth and is so unapologetic in her energy. That's the whole magnetically polarizing program. Well, what I'm starting to realize is that's the energy for the women who are the strongest Miss USA and Miss Universe contestants. So younger version me, doing the inner work, I've seen over time how you grow up, like how you go from a girl to a woman. It's becoming polarizing. It's not being afraid to speak and to say who you are. And so that's how you deliver things beautifully, is you speak from your heart, because it will always be beautiful. It will always be so authentic. I had said this in a previous live stream that the most attractive and the highest vibrational frequency that someone can have is when they are operating in authenticity. It's not gratitude like scientists formerly thought it was. Authenticity has topped gratitude. So when you are authentic in your energy, whatever you say is going to come across beautifully. Let's see. Okay. How can I inspire my husband to be more masculine and chase me more like he used to when we were dating? I love this question. What I would say, so it's going to require you turning on your feminine energy even more. And before I get people coming, no, you shouldn't have to do anything, he should be more masculine. You want the result of him being more masculine, right? So turning on your feminine energy even more is how you're going to get it. And I love to think about it as, this is going to make me feel good. A lot of, when I first started coaching, a big block that I would see is, why should I have to do this for him to be more masculine? Shouldn't he just know? Instead of staying stuck in that suffering, picture, I get to feel good. How am I going to create this? How am I going to create this experience where I get to feel good? It's turning on your feminine energy. What I would do if I were you, girl, is I would begin doing something that is going to bring that sensual feminine energy to life, such as aerial silk yoga, belly dance classes. I would go and learn a new hobby that challenges you, but also makes you feel so good when you are finished, and something specifically that is with other women. I'm actually going to give you two things. So that's number one. So there's dance classes here that I do in Dubai that are amazing. They're heels dance classes. You leave feeling so sexy, so sweaty because it's hard, so powerful, and your energy the rest of the night, it's just on this high. My girlfriends and I used to do heels dance classes back in Las Vegas. Hi, bud. And we would finish, it was like 7 p.m. to 11 p.m. We would finish, I would get home, I would just, I could not stop dancing. I felt so good, so free. All of the problems that I had with other people in that moment, they just disappeared. Your energy is going to be so free and so high when you do something like this that feels good for your body and shakes up that feminine energy. Another idea is to put yourself around masculine energy. Why I love this, girl. Also, I would join Magnetically Polarizing because that whole program is going to wake up that feminine energy and get him to chase. I would do something that involves other masculine energy, such as joining a gym where there's a lot of men working out. And I'm trying to think of other ideas. Something where there's masculine energy around you that you can't help is there. Men can sense other masculine energy on you. And when they can sense other masculine energy on you, their natural instinct is to chase. Because if you think about when we were still living in tribes, other men around you threatens that man's chance of survival. Because if he does not marry, if he does not have kids, if he's not a part of the community and the tribe, he's cast out from the tribe. And so it goes deeper than just he's going to feel jealous and he's going to want to fight for you. No, his biological instincts are going to want to hunt you down and chase you and make you his completely. It's going to turn on his masculine energy. Okay, I'm going to take one more question. Okay. Oh, I love you, girl. More likes for this video, girl. She deserves it. Iris, I love you, girl. Okay, let's see. You've normalized going after my first $1 million. Narosha, I love this for you, girl. There's so much energy in that. Woo! Thank you so much, girl. I'm glad to have you as my friend. I don't have real friends right now, but I listen to you at night and it feels like a friend talking to me and elevating me. I am so honored, girl. I love those Instagram stories that you ladies tag me in where you're watching these videos in your living room or in your bed or on your iPad. I think it's so sweet and I love being with you. So thank you. Also, if you feel that you want to make more friends that do inner work and they're highly conscious, highly emotional, intelligent women, I have the Glow Girl chat. There's about 5,000 women in there. And this, if you go to thefeminineglow.com, it's free. Everyone is welcome to join. Go to the homepage, scroll down to the bottom and click on Glow Girl chat. There's a lot of women that have become friends in there. They do meetups if you're in the same city. So reunite with the Glow Girls, meet up in person, and you can meet your best friends there too. What was so fascinating to me in one of the programs, sorry guys, no. I think it was magnetically polarizing. I think it was that one. So I have private Facebook groups for each of the courses where I can talk with the girls and just hear their updates from the program. And one of the women had posted in there, she goes, "You will never believe this, Alexis." She posted a picture of her and this other girl, and she goes, "I joined this Bible study, and there was this other woman and I who had an instant connection. And I just felt intuitively like I really like this girl." We come to find out that we are both Glow Girls, that we're both a part of this channel. And I thought, what? That is crazy how small this world is, that they're in the same Bible study, that they're in the same group and both members of this community. I love stories like that. So who knows? Your bestie could be in the Glow Girl chat. Okay. This is such a good question to end the live stream. How to stop rationalizing anger. The thing with anger, so if you've ever seen those videos of therapists talking about one of their most difficult clients to work with is the oldest daughter. This one hit me hard because I'm the oldest daughter. They said why these women are so hard to work with is because they rationalize every feeling that they experience and they don't actually feel it with anger. So why rationalizing it is dangerous. When I got into this car accident with this guy and he was really upset, he was trying to blame me, rationalizing that would have looked like, oh, well, yeah, maybe I was at fault here, or yeah, I understand why he's mad. It's playing through every emotion, justifying the disrespect, and walking through each step by step, trying to get to an end goal. And the end goal is relief from the anger. Why that's never going to work is because you're not, oh, sorry guys, I have to let him out because we're potty training. Good job. Good job. Okay. I'm so sorry, guys. All the interruptions. I have this little bell that he rings by the door, and he's almost 100% ringing it when he has to go outside. So I'm so proud of him. So what I was saying is rationalizing the anger and thinking about it step by step to get to the end goal. It's living in the future and it's not feeling the emotion. So instead of doing that and replaying the events in my mind, trying to make excuses for it, I cried. I let the tears out. I was hugging my dog. I was crying to the security guard. I took naps that day. I just rested my body. I took a break from YouTube that week because I was just burnt out from the adrenaline, and giving my body time to feel the emotion. That was so healing because now I feel amazing. So how to stop rationalizing the anger is to feel it. You have to feel to heal. And like I said, those exercises, I don't know why, but intuitively, I feel like I need to tell you this. You need to watch something, or you need to play music, or you need to read something that's going to bring that emotion up for you. Eva, good job. You want a treat? I feel like this is almost a day in the life vlog. I'm just getting him a treat. Come here, bud. Yes, good job. Good job. Oh, what was I saying? Oh, I forgot the point that I was saying. But basically, feeling it and healing it is how you're going to stop rationalizing it. Oh, yes. So I was saying that I have this feeling that you need to use some sort of entertaining source, whether it's a song or whether it's a book, to spark up those emotions. I don't know if maybe it's hard for you to cry or if it's hard for you to move your body, but I feel like watching something or hearing something might pull up those emotions for you. Maybe it's a sad movie, maybe it's a sad song. But this is why I love art, because the art of filmmaking, the art of music, it can help you connect and feel those emotions. I have a girlfriend out here who is a singer and a songwriter in Dubai, and she was going through something extremely traumatic, and she put that emotion and that grief into her songs. And she was telling me, she goes, Alexis, the feedback that I got on these songs, people are saying that it's healing them because they feel that I'm also going through grief. They feel like I can understand them and they connect to the song. The best music artists make you feel like they know exactly what you're feeling. The best songs are the ones that you hear the lyrics and you go, this is my situation. So my girl, I want you to find something that you can connect to that helps you process that emotion, and it's going to ease you out of rationalizing it. If you are an older daughter, my heart goes out to you, okay? Because we had it hard. But I wouldn't trade it for the world. Okay. Oh, this is how calls with every mama goes. Zaina, first of all, girl, I'm so happy to see you on here. That is so funny. My best friend Andy that just got married, I have a feeling, well, I don't know. She might have kids soon. But I have a feeling it's going to be very, very soon. And I'm just picturing when I call her that she's going to have her baby. And oh, I just cannot wait for that. Okay. Yes. Ladies, thank you so much for joining me today. This has been such a wonderful chat with you. Thank you for being here. Thank you for sharing your time and your energy with me and hanging out with Gus. Thank you for your patience with him. I cannot wait for the next video. Stay safe on the road, ladies. I love you so much, and I will see you in the next video. Bye, everybody.